Okay, y'all. See, we solved the technical problem there, but here again, it's relative to preference. If you're heavier or if you're carrying a lot of heavy gear, if you're heavier and you're carrying a lot of heavy gear, maybe a heavy rod on the back is the thing. In fact, maybe the heavy rod should go all the way up to here, all the way up, as opposed to as opposed to halfway up or 3/4 of the way up. Well, we better talk about that a little bit. We're going to call that other thing a brake, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Maybe we're going to talk about that a little bit because it could be okay. In our continuation of rigging, now let's assume this is your water shoes, and you stand in the middle. This is your water shoe, and you stand in the middle. And what's going to happen? If it's not rigged correctly, what's going to happen? This is going to bend. The middle is going to bend. And so what's going to happen when it bends? You're not getting the length of your water shoes now. Your water shoes is this long, and the length of your water shoes has a lot to do with stability. But if the shoes are not rigged right and this bends like this, that means you get out in the water and you say, well, gee whiz, these things don't work. Hell, I'm about to fall over, and I'm going like this and I'm going like that. But you're going like this and going like that and all this because the length of your water shoes have theoretically shortened because a lot of it is not in the water anymore. Because now you're standing in the middle and it's going like this. So to keep your water shoes like this, what we want to do is make sure our barrel Whoa, okay. Make sure our barrel is strong enough to hold the shoe in place so it don't, and this is our barrel. We got a long tube. We got a long tube. Maybe we have to telescope that. Maybe we have to telescope that down so you can see that tube. Well, we'll see. So you can see the tube. Yeah, you can see. Now you can see the tube right here. We're gonna go in some more. We're gonna go in some more. We're gonna go in a little bit more. We're gonna go in a little bit more, and then we're gonna try to. Let's see. We're gonna try to get this up a little bit so you can see it. There it is, right there. And maybe that's far enough for right now. You can see several. You can see these. You can see these tubes here. Now, these tubes are what we call telescopic. In other words, you can see I can slide. You see I can slide. I hope I don't lose it, but you see I can slide. I can slide a stick down through here. I can slide the stick down through there, and what does that do? I can slide the stick down through there, and what does that do? It makes the thing longer. But with a telescopic piece, it makes it work. Here's my tube. In the tube I showed you there, I can slide my round dowel rod in there. Now, why don't I use a square dowel rod? Why do I use a round dowel rod? because I want to take it out. Wood has a tendency to swell. Wood has a tendency to swell when you wood has a tendency to swell when it's in water. You know, so what you don't want to do is if you got a square piece wood and you put it in a square hole, and when it swells, you know, it tightens up and it's harder to get it out. You know, telescopic back, push it back, you know, into the metal tube, because what's going on, it's swole up. But if you got a round, if you put a square peg in a round hole, a round peg in a square hole, you know, then the air get in there, and you could, you know, it'll work a little better. So this telescopic thing. Here again, you don't necessarily need this aluminum piece and all this stuff. We're talking about rigging, and you can use a oak or heavy wood, you know, something like oak or some other hard, not heavy wood, hardwood. You can use a hardwood, and it goes the same way. Now,